The hidden reason. You're not attracting wealth. Let me ask you something that most people avoid asking themselves. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, working hard, improving your mindset, trying to stay positive about money, and yet wealth still seems to stay just out of reach? You see other people talking about abundance, manifestation, financial breakthroughs. You hear stories about people transforming their lives. But when you look at your own situation, the progress feels slow, sometimes painfully slow. And after a while, a quiet question begins to appear in the back of your mind. Why is this not happening for me? Is it luck? Is it timing? Or is there something deeper going on? Today, we're going to explore something most people never truly examine: the hidden reason many people struggle to attract wealth, even when they genuinely want it. And the answer may surprise you. The surface-level explanation. Most people believe when people struggle financially, the common explanations are usually external. The economy, inflation, bad opportunities, lack of education. And to be clear, those things can absolutely affect your circumstances. But they don't explain something interesting we see all the time. Two people can live in the same city, work in similar industries, have similar levels of intelligence, and yet their financial outcomes look completely different. One person slowly builds stability and prosperity. The other feels stuck in cycles of stress and scarcity. So what creates that difference? The answer often lies below the surface, inside the subconscious mind. The hidden financial blueprint. Every person carries what psychologists often call an internal financial blueprint. This blueprint is not something you consciously design. It forms over years of experiences, childhood conversations about money, family struggles, cultural beliefs about wealth, personal failures or disappointments. All of those experiences quietly program your subconscious expectations, and those expectations shape your behavior in ways you may never notice. For example, if someone subconsciously believes that wealth is unstable or risky, they may avoid opportunities that could improve their finances. If someone associates money with stress or conflict, they may unconsciously sabotage progress once they begin earning more. And if someone believes success changes people for the worse, they may resist the very growth they say they want. These patterns operate quietly, in the background, but they influence decisions every day. Why effort alone doesn't solve the problem. One of the most frustrating things about financial growth is that effort alone does not always produce results. You can work harder, you can read more books, you can learn new skills. All of those things matter. But if your subconscious blueprint still sees wealth as something unsafe, complicated, or undeserved, you may constantly create friction against your own progress. Think of it like trying to drive a car while the parking brake is slightly engaged. The engine runs, the wheels move, but everything feels slower and heavier than it should. That internal resistance is what many people experience without realizing it. And they interpret that resistance as proof that wealth is simply hard to attract. But in reality, something deeper is happening. The invisible conflict. Most people experience here is where things become interesting. Most people have two different beliefs operating at the same time. Their conscious mind says, I want financial freedom. I want stability. I want to attract wealth. But their subconscious mind might still carry older messages such as, money causes problems. Rich people are greedy. Be realistic. Don't expect too much. These conflicting signals create what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. Part of you moves toward growth, another part quietly pulls back. And when those forces collide, progress slows down. This is why some people experience small improvements, but struggle to create major breakthroughs. Their system is not fully aligned yet. Why this becomes more noticeable after 30. For many people, these patterns become more visible after the age of 30. By that point, life responsibilities have increased. Mortgages, families, career pressures, unexpected expenses, financial stability becomes more than just a nice idea. It becomes necessary. And when the pressure increases, subconscious beliefs often reveal themselves more clearly. You might notice hesitation when making financial decisions. You might feel anxiety around opportunities that involve risk, or you may find yourself repeating the same patterns, even though you know better logically. This is not a lack of intelligence, it is the result of deep mental conditioning. And conditioning does not change overnight. The role of the subconscious in attraction. Many people who study personal development eventually come across the concept of the law of attraction. The basic idea is simple. Your internal state influences the opportunities, relationships, and outcomes that appear in your life. But there is an important detail that is often overlooked. The subconscious mind plays a major role in shaping that internal state. You can repeat affirmations about wealth all day long, but if the subconscious still carries fear, doubt, or resistance toward money, those deeper patterns will continue influencing your actions. And actions ultimately determine results. This is why many people feel like they are doing everything right, yet still experience slow progress. They are working on the surface, but the deeper layer remains unchanged. What happens when internal alignment changes? When someone begins addressing subconscious patterns, something interesting starts to happen. Decision-making becomes clearer. Opportunities feel easier to recognize. Confidence increases naturally instead of being forced. And financial growth begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a process. This does not mean money suddenly appears overnight, but the friction decreases. And when friction decreases, progress accelerates. That's when people often say things like, "Things finally started clicking. Opportunities began showing up. I started thinking differently about money." What they're really describing is internal alignment. The first step, most people skip. The first step toward changing a financial blueprint is not trying to attract more money immediately. The first step is awareness, recognizing the beliefs that are already operating inside your mind. Questions like, what did I learn about money growing up? Do I associate wealth with freedom or pressure? Do I feel comfortable imagining myself financially successful? These questions might seem simple, but they often reveal patterns people never consciously examined before. And awareness creates the possibility for change. Why understanding? This matters. Once you understand that wealth attraction is connected to subconscious programming, something important shifts. You stop blaming yourself. You stop assuming you're simply unlucky. And you begin looking at financial growth as a process that involves both external action and internal alignment. That perspective alone can be powerful, because it moves you away from frustration and toward understanding. And understanding is the first step toward transformation. Final thoughts. If you've ever felt like wealth is harder to attract than it should be, you're not alone. Many people are unknowingly operating with subconscious patterns that slow down their progress. That doesn't mean success is impossible. It simply means the process may require addressing deeper layers of the mind. And that's exactly what we explore on this channel. If you want to learn more about how subconscious beliefs influence manifestation, financial growth, and personal transformation, make sure to subscribe. In upcoming videos, we'll break down the mechanisms behind these patterns and explore practical ways people begin shifting them. And if you're curious about the specific framework that focuses on the root cause of slow manifestation, the subconscious beliefs behind it, you can take a closer look at the resources linked in the description and in the pinned comment below. They connect directly to the ideas we discussed today and offer additional material for those who want to explore the topic further. Take your time, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.